Washing Institute contractors first. I got Ben Thompson here, guys. This guy is a door knocking machine. Introduce yourself, Ben. Tell them where you're from and what you do.
Yeah, hi guys. I am from Gem City, Dayton, Ohio. It is freezing cold out here today, 30 degrees. No snow on the ground though. But I own a soft washing company called Sparkle Home Washing. I started 3 years ago. My whole thing is boots on the ground. I know we live in an age where we've got a lot of TikTok videos telling you how much money you can make pressure washing by doing ads and basically just letting the calls come to you. I think most people that are tuning into this broadcast know at this point that that's pretty much all but true. It's still all boots on the ground. You still need to shake hands. You still need to meet people. And what I really want to do today is teach you guys how to knock on doors, how to sell jobs effectively at the door, and get the most for your time.
That's awesome. What do you think the hang up of most of these guys are that won't knock on doors and stuff? What do you think the big hang up is?
I think fear is really the number one thing. And that is absolutely understandable. When I first started, I was totally afraid to knock on somebody's door. I was really afraid of rejection. I was afraid that people just wouldn't want to do it. And once I started knocking and started seeing the way people treated me when I told them about their dirty home and we'd give them a good deal to clean it, I realized that we're not selling cable. We're not selling steaks. We're not selling something that people already have or don't really need. This is something that people actually need. They know it needs done. And if you are friendly enough and again, give them a reason to buy, I've noticed that people are willing to do it. But ultimately, I do think fear is the number one reason why people do not knock on doors and eventually fizzle out when the work
Did you suck at it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The first year of the 3 years that I've been in business was really all about learning how to knock on doors, how to say things, what the psychology of it is. And until I figured most of that stuff out just through a lot of getting my butt kicked and getting out there and trying, I absolutely sucked at it.
You do both residential and commercial, right?
I am a 90-10 split. I do 90% commercial and I do 10% commercial. I only do commercial when businesses reach out to me. I hardly ever do any commercial work at all.
I'm 100% commercial, in case you didn't know that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Two different worlds.
I don't even know how to wash a house. Well, I wash houses, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know how to put it together and replicate it. I've washed a lot of houses, let's just put it that way, but not the conventional way that everybody wants to call the soft washing craze right nowadays. Sure. These things are coming up automatically. I want to tell you guys first and foremost, January 18th and 19th, Panhandle Power Supply is having an event at Miramar Beach, Florida, near Sandestin, Santa Rosa Beach. It's a great place, guys. This year was the largest training event in January in the history of the industry. There was 425 people present. Yep. And this year we already have 400 registered and we're over a month out. And Ben is going to be speaking there. He's coming and he's going to be doing a presentation there. And he's going to be talking about this. And I'm sure he's not going to give all the gold nuggets away tonight, but he's going to give you some basics. And we're going to go over his sales spiel. We're going to talk about some other things. I'm going to bring some psychology into this as far as sales goes. But in the green room before the thing, we were talking and preparing so we could bring you guys the best show we can bring you. We were talking about it, and I just asked Ben. I said, do you know who Kirby is? And at first he didn't know, and then when I said Kirby vacuum cleaner, ding, 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 he remembers his auntie or his grandmother or somebody owns one somewhere. Everybody in their bloodline owns a Kirby vacuum cleaner, and I was talking to him about, when you knock on the door, do you do the demonstration process? Because I have what's called, a lot of guys know that I run an unsolicited program. And the unsolicited program is a great way to have people approach you. They call you. And then it's still kind of door knocking because it's a strange thing. You send them a proposal and they call you back going, why'd you send me this proposal? So you have an opportunity now that presents itself to talk to the people. It's an opportunity. And then I follow up with a demonstration. Now we're going to listen to Ben's pitch and how he does it. And then maybe I'll tell you guys a little bit more about how I do it. And remember, he told you, he's primarily knocking on residential doors. So maybe a demonstration on somebody's house might be a little more intrusive than it is at a commercial place, because a commercial place is public. You know what I mean? It's really public, and it's a different thing. You don't want to be doing a demo on a guy's sidewalk or at the side of his house. Now, I know AC Locklear. I don't know if you know this, Ben. You know AC?
Of course.
He would take a stencil and a pump up sprayer on the roof. And he would do that on the roof. I mean, dirty roof, I mean, that's a little extreme, but hey, later on, I'm going to tell you a story. I told Ben that my record is 18 and I had a salesman that sold 22 residual income accounts in one day. I asked him what his record was, and I don't think you really didn't give me a record. You gave me a dollar amount, which is cool. Yep. Tell these guys a little bit about that and how you just did that last week. And it's winter time, right? I mean, we're in December.
So I see so many Facebook posts about, a lot of guys, what we're doing are hanging up the towel. They are, working at Amazon, they're working at UPS, and there is absolutely no shade. There is nothing wrong with that. But I think the reason a lot of people look at this business as a seasonal business and then they just completely forget about power washing until the phone rings in March again is because they don't know that in all reality, you can wash throughout the entire year. Now, we can't wash when it's rain, or obviously when it's, snowing, and you can, but residential, that's going to be pretty tough. And no one's really going to pull the trigger in a residential setting, there when it's snowing out. But as long as you winterize and, you do your diligence there, you absolutely can work throughout the entire winter. I live in Ohio. It's 20, 30 degrees, a lot of days, but we at least get 1 or 2 days out of the week where it's 35, 38 degrees. So I'll take the weekends, or in some extreme cases, the days that I want to work. I'll knock on the doors. I'll find the neighborhood I want to find, which we'll get into that a little bit later. I'll knock on the doors that I want to knock on that need something that needs done. I'll present the way I want to present it, and I'll sell those jobs up front. And let's just say on a Saturday, and then I'll schedule them Monday through Friday that following week in the winter and just do them on the days where the weather is good enough to do them. So, Ron, you asked about a sale that I just had the other day. So we all know it's middle of December. The other day I found a house. It was a large ranch, about a $500,000-$600,000 house in a really nice neighborhood, really high pitch, 1-story gutter rung roof, black streaks all over it, huge roof, nasty, huge driveway. I didn't want to sell them everything up front because I didn't want to overwhelm them with the price. So I basically told them, and we'll get into the sales pitch here in a little bit, because ultimately this, for me, for you guys, this is for new entrepreneurs who want to get out there and make some money and, learn how to, obviously get customers that way. But I presented the driveway first. Gave them a price for it, told them we'd give them a really good deal to do it. Right after they bought the driveway, I said, we should really seal this now that the winter's coming up with the salt on the roads, all that good stuff. After I did a really good job for them on that, then I said, let's talk about getting the roof done. That's Ron, when I did a sample and cleaned a small section of the roof for them to sell them a $1,500 roof and then a $500 house wash on top of that. So I took a job where I didn't even know these people. And, in 10 minutes, I sold them a $1,000 gig. After I did the $1,000 cleaning and sealing, then I upsold him a $2,000 roof and house wash as well. So with a couple of different pointers and, hate to say sales techniques, but technically that's what it is. That's really possible for anybody. I don't see why anybody that has a power washer or a power washing company can't do what I did.
And we got 23 guys on. You're a popular guy, Ben.
I like it. What's up?
I got Ryan. I don't know if you know Ryan.
Oh, of course, man. Ryan's my guy. What's up, man?
He's a hoot, man. He's a hoot. He's out there. He's always joking around, man, which is always good. Keeping it really light.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah. I like the idea. I have a story of a similar situation where there's this kid named Eric, and back in the 80s, back way in the 1900s, mid 1900s, we used to meet at this place called AAA Power Washer. And the guy was very smart that owned it. He'd always have donuts. And in the summertime, because it was hot, he had an ice machine there, like we see at Home Depot. And Home Depot charges the contractors for the ice. But if you came in and bought chemicals from them, take a bag of ice, throw it in your thing, you know.
Hot
So
day.
he had guys come by on a regular basis, and there's this kid Eric, and everybody would give him a line of shit. He drove around literally with his portable power washer in the hatchback of, I don't know what it was, a Gremlin, a Pinto, whatever the car was, but it was a hatchback. You know what I mean? And he literally throw that stuff in there. And we joked around calling him the $99 guy. Well, little did we know he was running these $99 driveway ads, right? But he wasn't stupid. He would be running them in high-end grocery stores. We have a couple of high-end grocery stores out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. You ever heard of Scottsdale, Arizona?
Of course.
Yeah. Money, right? Dollars everywhere. Okay. And he's running them in there. So he gets this driveway, and he had this little exclusion on there, right? It's like driveway that was like a half a mile long, right? And the guy calls him, and the guy's joking about it because he saw the thing says, you know, up to like 2,500 square feet or something like that, which equivalents to about 6 cars. Well, this guy's get this half a mile run driveway. Well, he prices the driveway for the guy on a $99, you know, coupon that the guy got off the back of his grocery store receipt. It was on the back of his grocery store receipt. Similar story. He does the driveway for like $1,200. He does a patio for something else. He nails the paver ceiling on the guy's house, $36,000. You know what I mean? $36,000. And again, in the middle of winter time, you know, obviously we don't really have any winters out here, but you know, the bottom line is that you're right. Even in the colder areas, I always try to tell these guys all the time, you know, why shut down? And I'll tell Pat, I'm going to put Pat out there. I told Pat Clark, stop shutting down for years. And finally he did it. Dale Turner, buddy of mine right here, is asking you where you're located in Ohio, specifically, I guess.
Dayton, Ohio. I'm in a suburb of Kettering. So pretty small little area.
And Pat Clark is here. He's out knocking on apartment doors.
Sure, I see that, man. Love it, dude. Love it.
He's out there. You want me to clean this apartment complex? I want to know if Pat's doing demos. Pat, can you come in? Text me if you can come in. We'll bring you in if you're doing demos on those apartment complexes while you're out there. But here we go. It's wintertime. He knows it's budget season. He knows he's out there. Either they got money that they want to spend before the 1st of January. That's why he's out there knocking on those apartment doors. Because some of those people, they're looking at their watch and they're going, yeah. And you know what? If I don't spend this money before the 1st, you know, we're gonna lose the money. You know what I mean? And it's smart thinking. And in worst case scenario, he gets their 23 cleaning budget. You know, I don't know what you know about the commercial world, but everything revolves around a budget. So even if their budget's shot in 22, you know, we're talking to them in 23. But sometimes you got to talk to them in October of the year before, because that's when they make all the decisions. And a lot of guys don't understand that. Commercial's not fast and easy, but when you get it, it's a solid thing. You can get solid people, and then they use you year in and year out and over and over and over again, which is really cool. And then I don't know if you know what Goya means.
No.
It's Pat's coin phrase, get off of your ass.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. I think I kind of assumed that. I just didn't want to say it and sound dumb if you were like, no, that's not what it means.
He made it. He's driving around. Hop on. He wants me to send him the link. I've never, ever done this before. Let's see if I can get somebody to come in. Midway. You don't mind, do you?
Not at all. While you're doing that, I want to run over a couple of things with everybody that's on the stream. So if you don't mind, I'll do that while you get Pat.
Absolutely, do it. Hey, talk to him about your spiel.
Yeah. So there's really so basically what this is, guys, just to give you an idea, I want to teach you guys how to knock on doors and make money. Really, it's that simple. The number one thing is fear that keeps us from doing it. It's the number one things that keeps us from, you know, putting food on our table, making, you know, getting good Google reviews. There's a lot of things that we miss because we're, you know, picture you're a new business. You don't have a lot of money. You know, obviously work is slow. You're thinking about closing down shop for the year. This is going to teach you how to basically get out there and make still 2, 3, 4, 5 grand a week, however it is, how much you want to make. So if you're prepared to knock on doors, my main thing before I get into it is this. If you are prepared to learn how to knock on doors, if you are prepared to make it happen, you're going to make some good money doing it. And really from there, this is basically what I want to teach you. There's really a couple of key things. You get 30 seconds to explain to somebody why, they need your service. That's all you're going to get. So you really want to make sure these 30 seconds you get are going to be pretty much clear, quick, and to the point. There's a few things you do say. There's a few things you don't say. So a couple of things that you're going to want to get before you get started is the first thing you're going to want is a tablet. If you don't have a tablet, I recommend you buy one. If you can't buy one, use your phone for now, but a tablet looks infinitely better. Wear a company t-shirt, and make sure you wear a company t-shirt that doesn't have any freaking bleach on it if you can help it. You don't want to knock on somebody's door with a bunch of streaks all over your shirt. You want to look clean. You want to look professional. So as far as where to knock, a lot of you in the chat are probably going to go crazy when I say this. I avoid 2-story vinyl home HOAs almost at all costs. And the reason why is because, one, there's power washing yard signs all over those HOAs as soon as you drive into those subdivisions there. So there's already a lot of traction. People are running ads all over those neighborhoods already. There are people in those neighborhoods who are doing house washes a lot cheaper than most of us are willing to do. I don't charge $99 for a house wash. I charge a lot more than that. As many of you can relate, we just can't compete with some of those people charging those prices. So there's that. And also, one thing I learned that some of you might not know about these 2-story vinyl HOA homes, we all think they're the honeypot. We all think because they have a north side that's dirty, they're the ones we want to knock on. They're actually not, because so many people already knock on those doors for other services because every other industry sees those exact neighborhoods as honeypots. So when you knock on those doors specifically, usually people are very not hostile at the door, but they just don't either answer the door, they have a Ring doorbell, or they just don't want to listen to you when you talk. So I avoid those at all costs. And I also avoid no soliciting neighborhoods and houses with no soliciting signs on them. Just totally avoid those at all costs. Don't knock on them. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. You're going to find yourself posted on Nextdoor if you do that. I've learned the hard way. I knock on pretty much not rich neighborhoods, but neighborhoods that are between $500,000 and $800,000 houses. They're wraparound driveways. They're disgusting driveways. They have black mold all over them. I knock on doors with huge roofs that have black streaks on them. I am mainly selling roof cleaning and concrete cleaning. And I do sell house washing, but I like roof and concrete more because in those bigger, larger neighborhoods, the clean driveway and the clean roof stands out a lot more. So, and you get a lot more, obviously, money for them. Paver cleaning and sealing is a big one I offer as well. So the big things you want to do is, and you know what? I was going to say my tips before I give you the pitch, but I actually think I'm going to give you the really quick 30-second pitch that I have worked on for the last 3 years. And then I'm going to go over a couple of tips once you know the pitch so you can understand why I do things the way I do and why I've gotten a lot of success from it. So without really a lot of preparation, I'm just going to go off the dome. I'm going to knock on the door. The guy's going to answer. I'm just going to say, "How's it going?" He'll say, "Good." Let's say, "Good, man. I own a local soft washing company, and I clean the mold and algae off the outsides of houses for a living. I'm working around the corner from you guys today. I saw a couple of different sides of your home had some mold growing on it. I'd like to know if I gave you a really good deal to clean the house while I was here working and wanted the extra work. I'd like to know if you'd want it done." That's it. So a lot of times people are going to say, "Absolutely. How much do you charge?" Some people are going to say, "Can I just get a business card? I'm not really interested." But there's really a few things you need to know about that pitch and why it actually works. Because it might seem a little too simple when I say it out loud, but I'm going to go over the pitch one more time. And we're going to go over a couple of reasons why it works. And then I'm going to let Ron take the cake here. So again, knock on the door. Just, "How's it going? I own a local soft washing company. I clean the mold and algae off the outsides of houses for a living. I'm working around the corner from you guys today. I'd like to know if I gave you a great deal to clean your home while I was here working, had the extra time on my hands. I'd like to know if you'd want it done." That's pretty much it. If you want to say roof cleaning, if you want to say exterior cleaning, if you want to say concrete cleaning, this pitch is interchangeable. You can use any service that they need in this pitch. And I'm just saying house washing because I'm, used to saying that. The biggest things you're going to want to do is stand back. When you knock on that door, do not stand at the door. You want to at least stand 5 feet back. And I've learned this the hard way many times, especially my first year.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that.
Go ahead.
So the Kirby's got like 6 points that they tell their salespeople, and I've gotten a hold of this thing, and it's funny because they want to get inside, and your advice to stand back is absolutely, in this day and age, is the right thing to do. It is absolutely the right thing to do. I want to tell everybody that. I've heard that from more than one person in this industry. They do real well. As a matter of fact, sometimes they'll even step, if it's a short little porch, they'll step off the porch or onto a step. You know what I mean?
do that too.
Yeah. And so they don't want to be right up in there because people are afraid of their safety and stuff like that. But here's the funniest thing. Kirby's number 2 thing after you knocked on the door and they answered it was to greet them. The number 3 thing was to put your foot in the door if they opened it so they couldn't close it. I know, but they wanted to get in. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to get in. So they had the foot in the doorway so they could continue to give the rest of their pitch to hopefully get inside the home. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're absolutely correct. I don't even think I could sell Kirby's like that. You know what I mean? And today there's no way in heck I could ever do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I would wash out of that industry in a day. There's no way I can do that.
It's probably why they have the high rate of turnover. They only really care about you selling it to your relatives. Once you sell it to your relatives, they got to find somebody else that hasn't sold it to their relatives.
Almost starting to sound like multi-level marketing a little bit.
It is almost.
So that's the big thing. When you stand back, you're going to notice a psychological thing instantly. And I challenge you to knock on a door and stand at the door, and then knock on a door and stand 5 feet back, the next door neighbor. When you knock and stand at the door and don't step back, the customer is going to lightly open the door. He's going to kind of be like, what do you want? What do you need? And the second you start talking, he's going to go, not interested, have a good day. And he's going to close the door. Because again, like Ron said, it's intrusive. It's rude. It's practically rude. It's very salesy, and people hate salespeople. That is the truth. And you are not a salesperson. You are a business owner who is offering a legitimate service that they legitimately need. And you just so happen to be in the area, and you're going to give them a nice, good price to clean it while you're here, if they even want it done in the first place. That has to be your attitude, because that doesn't scream sales. That screams you're a hardworking guy who basically wants the extra work. So when you stand back, you're going to notice that they're going to open the door. They're going to, how can I help you? And they're going to actually give you time. And that's everything. So in that pitch, I hope you guys noticed, I said, I own a local soft washing business. I did not say I own a power washing company. Never say the word power washing ever when you are knocking on somebody's door and presenting your service to them. You can use the words exterior cleaning, or you can say the words local or soft washing business. I also say the word local because people love to support local businesses. So again, hi, I own a local soft washing company. I own a local exterior cleaning company. The minute you say power washing, they're going to look at you and go, I don't want you power washing my house. Nope, I already have a power washer. You're going to damage my house. I've had a bad experience with it. And they just don't want to hear it at that point. And I think we all can be reasonable and agree that that's fair. If somebody told me they were going to power wash my house, I'd just be like, dude, I have my own. I don't need it. Thank you anyway. But when you say soft washing, it's all about word track. The word track really matters. When you say I'm a local soft washing business, they don't know what that is just yet, but that's where the next part comes in. So the reason I say have a tablet, and I didn't really do this for you guys because the glare on my tablet with this live stream is really bad, but I'm going to do it anyway. I know you probably can't see this very well. But this is basically with all this glare, so you can't really tell.
Do you have the picture?
Yeah.
Why don't you just send it to me on Messenger? I'll put it right where Trudy's thing is right there. I can put that right up.
Sure. I'll do that.
Can you copy and paste it and send it in Messenger really fast? Take a screenshot of the iPad if you want. I can send that.
I will do that in a second. So the long story short, though, and this is really the more home-hitting part here, just know this. This is my best before and after picture of a house wash, even though you can't really see it with the glare. This is my best, most precise photo of a driveway cleaning, a paver, and a roof. Okay? Those are the best before and afters that are very clear and to the point that I have. Now,
and the biggest thing is they have to understand, do it just like you're showing the customer again, because you're right. That's the sell right there. Yeah. You're standing right like this, right?
Yep, 5 feet back, 6 feet back.
You holding up really high near your face, or?
There's a time when I tell them. So I say, hi, I own a local soft washing company. I clean the mold and algae off of houses for a living. That's when I show them the photo and they look at it. And that's when you can even see it on their face. They go, oh, okay. Now you don't have to explain what soft washing is. Now you don't have to explain what cleaning mold off a house is. You just basically say, I own a local soft washing company. We clean the mold and algae off the outsides of houses for a living. The second you show them this picture, they immediately go, oh, okay, yeah, I know what that means. And you'll even notice too, the feedback they give you, they shake their head, they smile, because they know whatever it is you're showing them, they know it needs done. So now you have purpose for being there in the first place. So guys, don't cheat yourself. Get a tablet or have a really big phone. You don't want to just show a picture on your phone. I mean, you can, I guess, but I just think a tablet's more professional in my opinion. You know, if you show them a picture, they know what you're talking about. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. And that's pretty much the entire pitch. You know, hello, I own a local soft washing business. I clean the mold and algae off the outsides of houses for a living. Show them the photo. I'm going to be working around the corner today. I noticed you had some mold growing on the home. I'd like to know if I gave you a great deal. I'd like to know if you'd want it done. Now, that's the final part of this pitch. You have to ask them for the sales, guys, because if you don't, I've noticed a lot of people do this. They take my advice. They go out to the customer and they basically say, and I would like to give you a business card. And if you ever want it done, give me a call. Now, 100% of the time, they're going to say, okay, thanks for your card. Bye. I'll call you when I need you. And they'll just never call you most of the time. But if you directly ask them, if I give you a good deal to clean this house today while I'm here and I want the work, I would like to know if you want it done. You are immediately getting them to think, I wonder what a good deal is at least. Yeah, how much is that? That's when you can sell. That's when I say, well, we charge $450 to clean the outside of a house. We'll do it for $350 for you today. We'll give you a $100 discount or whatever your discount is. Don't let me dictate that. That's on you. We clean all your siding on the home. We clean all the dirt. We clean all the outsides of the gutters, the soffits, the trim metal, the windows, windowsills, the peaks. We use what's called soft washing. We don't power wash your home. The big difference there is we use detergent to clean the house instead of using high pressure. The detergent will actually kill and clean the mold. It'll last you a lot longer than using high pressure will. The power wash can not only damage your home, but it only removes the mold. It doesn't actually kill it. Right there, just don't say anything. Just give them a chance to think about it for 5 seconds. They usually takes a second or two for them to decide. But if you get to that point of the sale where they say, yes, how much? And then from there, you explain it and give them a quick price. They're either going to say, let me think about it. And then you submit an estimate, follow up in a week. Or they're going to say, yeah, why don't you just go ahead and do it? Out of 10 houses that you knock on, whether it's roofs, driveways, pavers, whatever it is you're selling, about 3 of them will actually purchase, which is extremely good. I mean, 30% is really good. I mean, let's just say that's the number I'm typically closing at. This is how I have been able to scale my business, first of all, start my business. Second of all, scale my business. And third of all, stay busy in the wintertime and continue to make money and grow and do well. Google reviews are your next thing, but that's not really a topic for today unless Ron wants to talk about it. But I've got a lot of ways to make sure you guys are getting a ton of Google reviews to make sure Google is getting you plenty of phone calls too. So that's pretty much the pitch.
You got to have it coming in from all different directions, don't you? You can't
What do you mean?
You got to have revenue streams. You got to have those, I call them traps. You got to have those traps out there everywhere. Google, your own website, your obviously boots on the ground. You might have some other marketing or media, I think people don't understand the difference between when you're talking about marketing and you're talking about sales and you're talking about advertising. It's a different thing. And you got to keep that perpetuating all the time. I think people don't realize that when the market's really hot, they're pulling all that stuff back and they're not thinking about it. They didn't make it automated. And then all of a sudden they're on this uphill battle and they can't keep up. And then all of a sudden the market slides down a little bit because it's the seasonal type of thing or whatever you want to call it. Or even in this situation, we've got the seasonal thing complicated with basically maybe an economy thing. You know what I mean? I don't believe, Ben, I don't believe we're in a recession. I just don't believe. I don't see it. I'm going to spend as much money on toilet paper this year as I did last year. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We're going out to eat at restaurants. There's an
Yep.
hour wait. You know,
Everybody else is too. Yep.
yeah, I just don't see what other people are seeing. I do know this. I do know that in the industry where we're talking about, people selling equipment, it's slowed down exponentially. But I don't think that's because necessarily there aren't new guys getting in still. I believe that there aren't as many new guys getting in, and I believe there's an excess of used equipment because we've
Yep.
got so many guys that hung it up. They hung it
Yep.
up. And I think that's hurting the market a little bit.
Oh, I 100% agree. I think the recession thing is, I don't think it's a lie. I do think that there's a lot of, people that are nervous with stocks and they're not spending as much money. But again, that it's relative. When you knock on someone's door and you present them something they legitimately know they need done, and you're offering them a good deal to do it, I'm at least going to say, what's that good deal? What is that price? Up from there, it is up to you to tell them what you offer, what your discount is, and offer to do it that same day, that same week, however it is you want to do it. So I agree. I think that, I'm not seeing the recession so per se, like everybody else is saying. I'm not seeing it. But then again, I'm also still out here hustling and grinding every day as well. I'm not sitting back and waiting for the phone to ring. I'm not, putting $100 on a Facebook boosted post and no one's calling, and then I'm assuming there's a recession because of that. That's not what I'm doing. So I agree.
Yeah, no way. Okay, so these guys know. So some of these guys heard me say this, that my record was 18 and I had a salesman 22 in one day. I don't think people understand why. Well, I mean, they may understand it. I do appreciate what you're doing. I do appreciate that you're out there, knocking on doors. There's a lot of guys in our industry, they're just anti that. They just think, oh,
Yeah.
that's just too intrusive, blah, blah, blah. I got to tell you guys, when I was a younger Ron, I was out there knocking on doors. You guys aren't going to believe this. Until I closed, I had an average I moved it on up. If I didn't close 3 residual income jobs a day, I stayed out to whatever hour it took. And I know the guys out there are going to go, bullshit, and I'll prove it to them. I will knock on a restaurant door at 11 o'clock at night. Now, I'm going to show them my hands when they look through that little door, because they think you're there to rob them. Okay. When you're knocking on a door that late, they think you got a gun and you're ready to, tell them to open up the safe because they're closing for the night. But, back in the day, you could go to the door, simply put your card up on the window, boom, 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 ring the buzzer on the back door. They see the card in the window. You pull the card back so they can see you, so that they obviously know, oh, that's the pressure washing guy or somebody that needs to talk to me. And they would open the door up. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of times that I sold a lot of those jobs when that general manager was closing that unit down 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. And then, here's the one that nobody thinks happens, right? I'm sure you roll up on these too, where, oh my gosh, they turn to their husband and go, this is crazy. Ben's here, honey. We're having a wedding this week. We need this done. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden the opportunity presents itself and they're like, we need to get it done today, And I would knock on the back door of a general manager. And why is he there at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night? He's cleaning himself because he's got an inspection in the morning. And he'll say, oh my God, how could this be? You knocked on my door. How much to clean this all right now? I need it done tonight because my boss is coming at 8 a.m. to give me a corporate inspection. Boom. You got the guy, you got a customer for life at that point. You know what I mean? And, you were talking about this, and I heard this in your little podcast you did prior to this. You were talking about this. If you're going to build a real sustainable business, it's not going to be done through EDDM campaigns. It's not going to be done through even your website. These relationships, when you're knocking on these doors and you're meeting these people and earning their trust, now they've got a face that they can put with the company. I can't tell people enough on the difference that makes on them calling you back. I'll bet you, and you don't know this stat yet probably, but I know you know it because you can feel it. It's a different feel. I'll bet you in 3 years you'll be able to go, yeah, 80% of the people I knocked on the door and sold returned and used my service again. And the people that called me from online reviews or online probably only used you 20% of the time over again. You know what I mean? Because that's just how it is. That is just a fact on how it works.
Yep.
Do you feel that?
No, absolutely. I think too, guys, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this part, but this is super important. It goes back to pretty much what Ron just said. When you knock on doors and you sell a job and you do a really good job and you do all the things we're talking about, your chance to get a Google review is 10 times higher. I just want you to know that. When people call you from an ad, they might leave you a review, they might not. There are really important ways I've learned to get a lot of Google reviews. If you look up Sparkle Home Washing, we've been around for 2.5, nearly 3 years now. My Google listing has been live for just over 2, and we've hit 128 Google reviews, all 5 stars so far. And the way I've been able to manage that, and this is really going to speak to a lot of people here, because I hear all the time from power washers, man, I did a great job and they never left me a Google review. I don't get it. I'm always asking for them. Like, I hear that all the time. You need to set up the expectation for the customer that it's going to be a complete pain in the butt to do it. And that's the truth. So first of all, I send them a link. For all you guys like me that have a CRM, you mark the job complete, you pay the invoice, you send out the Google review thing, or you just text it to them personally. That is good. But what you really need to do is set the expectation and let them know, hey, I am going to send you a link. It's for a Google review. I know I already have a bunch of them, but if you leave me one, I'd really appreciate it, because when you leave me a Google review, people in the local area will see me come up faster on power washing listings because of your review. So now they get the sense that they're really helping your local business grow. But the more important part of that conversation is to let them know when you send them a link and they click on it, if they are not signed into their Google account on their browser, when you send that to them, Google is going to ask them to sign in before they leave that review. And I even go as far as to tell customers on top of that, most of the time, most customers don't leave me a review because they don't remember their password. I will literally tell them that. So what I've already done is I've established, hey, I'm going to send you a link. You're more than likely going to have to sign in. And if you can find your password, I'd really appreciate it, because it really helps. Now, when you set that expectation, I've gotten, I think, 3 or 4 Google reviews this week, or in the last 2 weeks, out of like 7 or 8 jobs that I've done, just because I took that extra 45 seconds to really let them know it might be a pain in the butt, but I really appreciate it. Because if you don't tell them anything, guys, if they're not aware of that, they're going to click that link. Google's going to say, hey, we need you to sign in. And they're going to go, nope, I don't want to do it. Hope the guy does really well, but I don't want to leave him a review because I don't feel like looking for my password. So that will, if you take that extra 45 seconds to have that conversation with them. And by the way, guys, if you ask them about their wife, their kids, if you give them 5 minutes of your time after the job is complete, you really get to know them, they are going to give you 45 seconds to tell them that. They will give you that time. So your Google reviews will skyrocket. And when your Google reviews skyrocket, your organic SEO goes higher, and then you get a lot more Google calls. I think this year alone and last year, we did about $70,000 or $80,000 in revenue just from Google, just from people calling me and saying, hey, I found your listing on Google. I loved your reviews. I saw all your photos. I wanted to schedule you. That was a combination of Google putting me on the top of the ranking because of how many Google reviews consistently that I got on a weekly basis, and because the reviews were killer.
You do any paver sealing?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome stuff. I got Greg Tatum watching us from Cleanso Clean, and he also does.
What up, Greg?
He's a good guy. He's a really good instructor, man. One of the best guys in the industry.
I have something for Greg, but before I leave, I'll grab it and show it to him.
Awesome. I'm glad you're a Greg fan, because he's going to be down there. He's going to be down there with us in Florida. I believe he's going to pay your tab and my tab every time we go out with him. I think he's going to take care of it.
Okay, I'll just spoil it. I just got a 5-gallon pail of green ox sitting out there.
Nice.
I just got it delivered.
Go get it. Go get it. Let's go see it. Bring it on in. Sure. He'll get a kick out of that, man. Green ox.
Represent.
Love them some green ox. There it is.
Yes, sir.
Green Ox. Ben's going to get a hernia trying to lift that thing, carrying it all the way from the front porch.
Yeah, Greg's going to need to pay for my medical tab.
You know what now? It's inside where you wanted it because you were just, when you saw it out there, you go, oh, I'm not going to get that. I'll get that later. Now you got it. You got it done. Everybody loves Green Ox. See there, Greg? I got some good news, man. You won't just see Greg down there in Florida. It looks like it's not 100%, but it looks like Green Ox and Ron Jones and some of the other guys are going to be supporting the Houston show too. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to see them all there in Houston.
Ron, can you tag people in the chat?
Yeah, you can. What do you need?
Will you tag Michael Hinderleiter?
I can't tag him.
Okay.
He is not a friend of mine.
Ah, got it. Let's see. So we went over Google reviews, which again, guys, I got to tell you, if you are going to go out there and knock on doors and you are going to go out there and make this happen, capitalize on the Google reviews because your clients are literally more than likely going to leave you a Google review just because you knocked on their door and had a personal interaction with them alone and told them how you can help them. So, I mean, you'd be wasting your time if you didn't do that.
Hey, guys, if somebody can tag Michael Hinderleiter, I got a shirt for you. First guy that can tag Michael, I got a shirt for you.
Yes, please.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send Michael also the link. I could text him the link. Let's see.
I'm trying to be a part of his class he's hosting tomorrow. I just last minute found out about it, and I was like, hey, man, let me be one of your speakers. I'm trying to get a little more practice before that convention in January. So want to be a part.
Well, I understand. That's a good thing. I'm glad you're practicing up. You do fine, though, man. I'm going to tell you right now, the door knocking, if you can go knock on some stranger's door, you are not going to have any issues speaking in front of your peers.
I've never done public speaking. First time.
Well, it's going to, you got most of it. Most of the tough stuff's over with, man.
I'm excited, man. I think this will really help out a lot of people. I do. It's a passion thing for me, man. I just hate when I see people buy a rig. They have all this nice equipment and they have a dream to just be free and do their own thing. But they don't want to do what it really takes to make it happen. And I just try to let people know, man, if you knock on doors and if you do work maybe a little bit cheaper just to, get the customer to give you referrals and get the Google review, in 1 year, you will have Google clients calling you left and right. Year one, I had to knock on doors the whole year. I'll just be real. I ran a couple Facebook ads, little BS-y stuff, not much. But year two, we had to knock on a lot of doors, got a lot of Google calls. Year three, I have had to knock on almost no doors until the wintertime because it was all Google phone calls and referrals. So
we had somebody asking what convention, Stan Taylor. It is January 18th and 19th. Go to nationalcleaningexpo.com and you can get registered. And by the way, Ryan, Kendrick, and David, if you guys send me a message on Messenger, we'll get you guys a shirt. You guys can get a winter shirt.
Right. Looks like Kendrick Barnes took the cake on that one. Looks like he tagged Michael first.
They all got me. I'll give them all three of them one. They can all three have one. That's how we do it here.
Hey, are you doing your parking class this year?
By the way, guys,
yeah,
I'm going to give a couple of these away towards the end. So if you guys want to stay tuned to win one of these, we're going to get the pressure washing guidebook by the Admiral Heath Phelps.
Somebody tag Heath Phelps in here, man.
I have no luck on. I'll just send him the link. He'll come. Maybe we can get. I need to get Heath on, man. I've done 2 interviews with him. They've been pretty good.
Yeah, he's been good to me this year, man. He's been great. What questions do you guys have? I've got a few extra minutes. I don't know what Ron's got going on.
I'm never doing anything, so I'm good.
Yeah. I've got a Donato's pizza waiting on me later tonight.
Oh man, that sounds delicious.
You guys have a Donato's pizza? Have you ever had it?
I don't, man. But any pizza to a fat guy sounds good. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
When am I going to turn down a pizza? You know what I'm saying? It's like
no
pizza.
I want to know
Pizza's
what
good
people have,
stuff.
man. I've went over so many things about knocking on doors. I mean, I know that there's got to be some questions, man, coming through. I know it.
So what's Heath done for you? Is he helping you out with equipment or?
Him and I are both admins on the Power Wash Bro page. We're good friends with Nevin. So just throughout the years, him and I have just been buddies, and he's helped me with a lot of different stuff. Man, you know how Heath is. He
Ryan's
helps
an
people.
admin there too.
He
And he
is,
made
man.
that. Did
Ryan's
you
my
see that
dude,
image he did broke back washers? Did you see that image he made?
Ryan has so many goofy, bizarre, amazing images that I love.
Even
Okay.
Kendrick Barnes even wants some pizza, man. You got everybody wanting some pizza.
So
Do you have plowing services, Ben? Do you offer them?
So yeah, it looks like he asked 2 questions. So no, I don't offer that. I don't think, in my opinion, there's enough money in it on a residential scale. Maybe on a commercial scale, that's not a bad idea. So no soliciting. So no to knocking in a no soliciting neighborhood. Absolutely. I've done it, dude. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen a house that has mold on all 4 sides. The roof is black, the driveway is black, but it says no soliciting. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it anyway because screw it. Why not? And I'll knock on the door and the dude will look at me and go, dude, can you not read? And I'll go, all right, my bad. Like, I'm just trying to help. So I don't knock on doors that say no soliciting because of that. Stan,
That no soliciting sign, never stopped me, man. Never.
I know. Well, they didn't stop me until I got just dumped on the whole, like every time I did it. So I just eventually had to throw in the towel on that. I learned that there's so many other doors that need cleaned that aren't no soliciting houses. So I just tend to go where I want to be. Do you door knock all winter and clean all winter as long as the machines are not freezing? Chris, that is a really good question, man. My answer to that is absolutely. So if you want to tell me what part of the states you're in, that would be great. I live in Ohio near Cincinnati. So we get lots of snow. We get a lot of really freezing days. But again, as I said earlier, out of 5 working days a week, assuming you work Monday through Friday, maybe more, maybe less, I typically get 2 days of the week where it's above 30 degrees. There's no snow on the ground. And those are the days where I knock on the doors and I sell the jobs, or I knock the Saturday before then. Yeah, as far as Baltimore, I think it's pretty cold over there, but you should be roughly the same weather conditions I am, if I'm not mistaken.
You got a pretty good group of guys on here. We've had a solid 25, 30 guys on here the whole time. It's pretty good.
Says, can you send a flyer through the mail?
I
Yeah.
guess when you're important, you can send a flyer through the mail, but we all know they don't work that well.
I have been using a service called Dope Marketing. I really like them. They basically, the way it works is they set up something through your CRM where you wash the house, you mark it paid, and then they send out 25 postcards to all the neighbors. And my postcard says, we just washed your neighbor's house. I'll have pictures of, my best before and afters. And I'll have a little QR code that says, scan this QR code for a $100 neighbor discount. I don't know, Ron, if I can share my screen on this or not, but if I can, I'll show you guys what that looks like. But they're $1 a piece. They're expensive, but they do
see
get a 2%
all that next time. You know what? Next time you send me those images, and I can just I can put them right up.
Here, I'll just do it right now.
See, I can put up any image that we need up there.
I'll just send it to you. Because these are actually really, really, really good. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, you can send it to me right through Messenger. Just in Messenger. Just send it right to me.
So I'll send you the front and the back here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Postcard. Here we go. Okay, got one. Download. And I'm going to send you the back of it too, so you can show them both.
Why not?
Yeah. I'm going to send it to you real quick. Okay. Wouldn't have been nice if I was a little more prepared.
You are fine, man. This was a great podcast. It's going to be a great cast. Everybody out there is getting some definite nuggets out there for sure.
I just sent both of them to you. So yeah, put that up there, man. I want you to see the front one. So it says they do a neighborhood blitz around the job you just did. It's pretty. Yep, I love it, Chris. Dope has really been good. Slim Jim, I think is the same thing as Dope. I don't really know. I don't use Slim Jim. I only use Dope. But yeah, same idea. You always want to. My big thing after I do a job, I put a yard sign in the yard and I send 25 postcards to all the neighbors. That's really a huge thing. And then what you can do to double down on that, if you're decent enough with Facebook ads, is go on Facebook ads, type in that neighborhood specifically, and run a $10, $30, $40 boosted post in just that neighborhood with a picture of the house you just cleaned. You can do that too. There's always like 3 or 4 ways all the neighbors of the house you just cleaned can consistently see your logo, your number, your discounts, whatever you want to give them. So send Jim and both are great. Yep, I agree.
Hey, I'm gonna let you go ahead and show them these cards. I'm gonna be putting up one at a time, but I'm gonna throw them up there. I'm gonna back out of here so that you can get a bigger image of that image. Okay, so take it away. And
okay, so I don't know where Ron went. Hopefully Ron didn't abandon me here. He'll jump back on here in a minute. So this one says your neighbor's home is spring ready is yours. And I've got my best roof cleaning. Actually, Gerald Best let me use this. I was really thankful for that. I don't have any good roof cleaning photos. I've got house washing, my best driveway, and my best table cleaning on here. It's got $100 off any service with a bold QR code, and we'll take a note for that, a phone number, and my logo. So your design is really important because we get so many 6x9 mailers and they all look like trash, and that's why we never look at them. So you want to make sure when you design them that they look really good. So on this, the back side says, Ron, can you make it just the back? There we go. So I've got my Google reviews, 5-star, 100+ reviews, color text, logo, get your home ready for the spring. That way they know it's a winter thing. And then check out our blog. It goes to the blog, and then watch us wash. And this QR code takes us to a video on my YouTube channel of us doing that washing, a video of us washing. So I've noticed a lot of times when I knock on doors, people are like, I'm interested, but I just want to learn more about it. This is something they can quickly look at and make a quicker decision.
Yeah, it's cool. Let's put them both back up again. There you go.
Cool.
There you guys go.
Yeah.
I just stepped out of there so you can get a bigger screen for the cards. That's all.
I was like, no, don't leave. But yeah, I'm all about eye-catchy, nice corporate, cute colors, stuff like that. To me, now you guys might disagree, but to me, the blue, the pink, the white, it really is an eye-catching. It screams clean, colorful, and normally women in my from what I've seen are normally residentially, they're the ones pulling the trigger on the house wash decision. So I try to market it towards them a little bit more, but I think that does a pretty decent job at that.
Wonderful stuff, man. I'm telling you. I love boots on the ground. I believe it's the only way to do it. I will give this thing away, guys, here. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give 2 of them away. And man, if you're not a new guy, if you're not new, you don't need this. This is a very fundamental startup guide. This is for new guys. So the first 2 new guys that inbox me on Messenger that are listening, first 2 new guys, inbox me on Messenger, and we'll get you one of these. This is the Admiral Heath Phelps. He's right there with his shades on, orange shades. The most liked, hated guy in the industry. And thank God somebody took that position over. I no longer hold that position. And I'm so glad that Heath is the new guy. So, but he's a good guy. So do you use Send Jim and Dope Media or just Dope Media?
I just use Dope Marketing.
Okay, but they have something like Send Jim, so that's why those guys are doing it.
You guys
Ryan Cash, man, I need to get him on here. Hopefully I can still get him on here today. Yeah, I don't know if you know Ryan Cash, but
No, not
They've
yet.
got a machine that's like nobody else's machine. I mean, it's crazy. It's a soft wash system that can surface clean.
That's sweet.
Yeah, he made a video. It's funny. He says, "Can your soft wash system do this?" And it was a surface cleaner cleaning, And it's like, no, it can't. So it's funny stuff.
How many people we got?
Right now, 18.
Okay, good. So one more quick thing. I guess I'll throw this one out there too. Call your local top realtors. Get to know them. Take them out for coffee. Take them out to lunch. Ask them to do a Zoom meeting. Offer to bring coffee and donuts to an actual meeting. Those people will make you money. I am great friends with. I'll tell you this much. My top realtor in my city. I got his name. I got his number. I called him one day 3 years ago when I was brand new. I said, "Hey man, here's what I'll do. If you let me clean your lake house, I will clean all your concrete. I'll clean your house." And this guy sells 300-400 houses a year. He's big. So I wanted to really make it worth his time. I'll clean your house. I'll clean your driveway, and I'll clean your deck and your lake house. I'll do a perfect job for you. And if I do that, I want you to send me all your business. And he said, "That'd be great. Why don't you do that?" So I took the day to basically clean his property, and he alone has sent me $4,000 in work this season, all within the last 2 months. He knows very high-end rich people who are going to pay $2-3 grand for a wash. So if you're comfortable with calling these top realtors or shooting them a text message, you really should consider that, because, or at least take some of the big dogs out to lunch, buy them coffee, offer to do a free cleaning for them, because they are going to send you, I don't want to say a ton of work, but they will send you 3 to 4 to 5 jobs a year.
Offer to do a free cleaning? You're kidding me. A free cleaning?
I do it. I don't care.
I do it all the time, man.
If they send me $5,000 at work a year, dude, that's worth it.
Free cleaning is in the top 5 things that made me rich. Guaranteed.
What else? I'm curious.
It's just part of acquisition costs. Nobody understands that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Let's do a $20,000 mailer that'll return less than 0.5%. Or let me go out and clean something for free, and it's probably a 99.9% that something's going to happen from that free cleaning.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I don't think guys understand that. That's why we say, "Man, I'm not doing anything, man. Nothing's going on." I'm like, get out there and clean some stuff. What do you mean clean? Go clean some stuff for free. Just get out there. Visibility. I knew one thing, and people don't know this. If you're out there on a Saturday morning and you're cleaning a driveway, and you got your truck and you got your cars, and you're cleaning that driveway for a relative for free in a high-end neighborhood, if you don't turn that in to all of a sudden getting on fire and doing the neighbor's house or the woman across the street, and then the woman 3 doors down wants it, and then that dude sees you there at the end of the day and says, "Hey man, you still got time to do my house today, or you have to come back tomorrow." That's what makes stuff happen. And I don't always try to tell these guys, sometimes you just got to get out there and do it. Now, back in the day, lots of guys would sit out by in front of Home Depot, and they would sit out there with their truck, and they would ask people right in the Home Depot parking lot. I'm like, you want to talk about intrusive? You're bothering me at Home Depot while I'm trying to shop. You might as well just go knock on my door. Yeah. I'm at least expecting you to hit me when I hear the doorbell ring. We all know now. We know it's Amazon, the little girl next door that wants to play, right? Or it's a salesman, right? I mean, that's it. Those are the things. Everybody knows what they are. And Amazon, they're so fast that, boop, they're gone right when they ring the doorbell.
I have to disagree with people that have told me in the past that door knocking is intrusive. I disagree. If you knock on doors and you give them 5-6 feet of space, and you come off, again, not like a sales guy, but a business owner who, he sees a need, you need the home cleaned. He's already working today. He's already around the corner, and he's offering you a good deal to fill his schedule. That is not intrusive. And on top of that, you're at their house, and they're the ones in their pajamas, their sweats, watching TV. That is where they are most comfortable. And it's a lot easier for me when someone knocks on my door in the comfort of my own home for them to present whatever it is to me. I'm a lot more susceptible to just being myself and just telling them I'm interested or I'm not. So I just don't agree with people that tell me it's intrusive. It is intrusive if you make it intrusive. And unfortunately, because of fear, a lot of people do make it intrusive. But guys, my number one key takeaway from today's live stream is this: practice it. I've given you the pitch. I'm happy to give it to you again if you want it, just to make sure everybody is crystal clear on how it should go, how to do it. But ultimately, it really comes down to get your butt out there, knock on some doors, and practice and make some sales. And when you get some confidence in it and you make some money, shoot me a message and tell me that it's working. So I just want to see everybody else in this industry make some money when the phone is not ringing. And door knocking is absolutely how you do it. It does not have to be this big fear thing that we make it out in our minds to be. It's actually a really good revenue stream.
Maybe there's one guy watching tonight that was or sees this in the next couple of days and was ready to hang it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And realizes, and I got to tell guys this too. Some guys think that like Christmas time is a bad time.
No,
man, most people want to have their houses clean for the holidays.
Yep. They're spending money,
and they want to have the house clean before the lights go up. You know what I mean? Or they're going to want to do it right after the lights come down because they realize, oh my gosh, look at the lights are showing us how dirty the house really is. That kind of thing. And so you can't be fearful. Let's dispel. I'm glad you're in Ohio. We're dispelling this. Can't work in the winter. There's 20. Wow. A guy told me this in New York one time 30 years ago. He said, Ron, there's only 25 days a year where we get shut down by weather. This is New York.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's in New York of all places.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so, it blew my mind. Like Pat was on here listening to us earlier. He couldn't come on, but he's going to come on later tonight. He wants to come on. I told him over and over again, why are you shutting down? It's costing you a lot of money. You have to retrain all these employees, like some guys are putting employees on, unemployment for the winter time. You know what I mean? That's costing you money. You know what I mean? And then you lose them because no one's going to want to live on unemployment, man. I mean, you're going to wind up losing them, so you just gotta do it, man. You got to do it. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Pat just cleaned a project in your backyard, 42K.
I got news for Pat too. I have a 5-gallon bucket of gutter butter I just got too.
Just got it. Just got the gutter butter. Just got the Cleanso. All right, man. Ben's showing the love for everybody around there. Hey, man, I really, really appreciate you coming on tonight. Anything you want to say, wrapping this thing up, last 30 seconds?
Yeah, I'll be in Florida, Destin with Ron here in January. I would love for you guys to come. I am currently writing a book just like Heath Phelps has, same format, same concept, same idea. The only difference between Heath's book and my book is it is going to be about boots on the ground marketing. Heath covers a lot of amazing stuff. And I talked to him about writing my book, and I wanted to cover more about the sales side of things, of how to get new clients, how to get realtors under your belt, how to get commercial, not commercial, but more residential clients, yearly residential house washes, and how to build a year-over-year recurring residential income model for your power washing business. So there's going to be the entire sales pitch in that book. There's going to be a lot of great information that can make you a lot of money right off rip.
Well, how does it feel, man? You keep a guy like Patrick Clark listening to you for 1 hour.
Pretty good, man. I'm doing something right.
He's like, don't tell everybody our secret.
No.
No, guys, I appreciate Ben coming on, man. I want to do this again. I want to follow this up because I know that this is going to help some people. Maybe we can get even somebody on that's a testimonial that listened to you and has done this and said, man, I listened, I went out and did it. It changed my life. It's about, I'm not going to say I'm hoping it's a guy that was going out of business, but I'm hoping that if a guy that is going out of business and wanting to shut down because he's just feels hopelessness is listening to this and starts to take action. Goya, get off of your ass. He goes out there and does this and makes a change. Because I'm going to tell you right now, That guy is the most dangerous guy when he figures that out. You know what I mean? He's the guy that goes out there and really does it. Sometimes, when you're backed into that corner or you're feeling desperate and you go out there and get out of your comfort zone and do something like that, is really when you become an animal. And that's when you start taking charge, because owning your own business, man, is about taking charge of your own life, being free, being independent. And the only way you're going to do that is to do it yourself like that. Because let me tell you something, guys, Google can go away. Okay. It cannot be here tomorrow. And I know people going, it's never going to go. Something can change that it doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? And I've seen these electronic platforms come and go. Okay. They come and go. I once put a lot of stock into a thing called Photo Point. I lost 37,000 photos and I was paying for it. You know what I mean? One day you wake up, poof, it's gone. You know what I mean? So you can't believe in this. My wife was just telling me the other day, she can't believe that, what's the one, social media that's still going?
TikTok.
Justin Timberlake bought it. No, like one probably when you were a child. He's like like MySpace, one of the first MySpace. MySpace is still around, and you don't even remember. You don't even have a MySpace because you're too young.
I think I do somewhere.
Everybody's got a MySpace.
I'm sure you can find it.
Right. But the point is, guys, the only thing you can put stock in is you're looking in the mirror, man, every time you're looking at them. You know what I mean? That's the only person that you can count on in business. All these other things are just tools that we buy, use, and we use them to channel in other sales funnels and things like that to get leads. But at any given time, they can go away. But man, if you can learn the power of going out there, knocking on doors and building relationships, you are free. You will never need anybody ever again. And you will even start thinking how, I don't want to say this because Ben utilizes Google. You won't need Google anymore. And he won't need Google in 2 more years if he keeps knocking on doors. He will never need Google because that repeat business will exponentially start flowing in and he will not need it. I got to talk to you about a little, you use text messaging at all? We got to wrap this up, but do you use text messaging?
Of course.
Okay. Offline, I'm going to tell you something I did. And these guys literally, and I'm not telling the audience tonight because there's still guys using it out there, but I'll share a text message with you to your current customer list. And one guy got over 60 houses in 24 hours in this climate. Now he had a 3,000 number list. He took it down to 1,000. And out of that 1,000, he was able to get 60 house washes in less than 24 hours. I'll tell you off camera, and I'll tell you what, we will let that cat out of the bag. Next time Ben and I do a video, you can hold me to it, and I'll share that with you guys. I'll share that tip with you guys next time on it. First 2 guys that messages me, I haven't seen anybody come through and message me. He's got one of those. Those 3 guys earlier, one of them did message me for a shirt. The other 2, make sure you hit me up. I think it was David and Ryan. Make sure you hit me up, and we'll get that shirt anyway. Thanks for coming out again, Ben.
Lastly, if you are that guy that Ron described, and there's more than one, I'm sure there's plenty of us here that everything we talked about sounds great. But if you feel like you are absolutely struggling and you are going to hang up the towel, take down my phone number, 937-723-1834, and give me a call. Shoot me a text, 937-723-1834. Call me, bring up any concern that you have. I'm happy to listen. And then what we'll do is we will basically get you trained and ready, and anything that we might not have covered, I'm happy to cover. Whatever it's going to take for you to get back out there and prove that you can do this, I'm happy to make that happen. So give me a call. Don't feel intimidated. Don't feel like, oh, I don't want to bug them. That you're fine. I'm happy to have you call me, and I'm happy to help. And I don't care who it is, what your situation is. No one should fail in this industry. If you are willing to go out there and knock on doors and make this happen, I am willing to help you do what it takes to succeed in it. So please give me a call, add me on Facebook, shoot me a message. I don't charge, nothing like that. I'm just happy to
We're
help.
both free. We're both free. And guys, in closing here, guys, Panhandle event, January 18th, 19th, largest training event on the planet. Trudy Wickham, guys, Panhandle Power Wash. It's a free event. NationalCleaningExpo.com. Get there, guys. Take it easy.